And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Hi everyone, Meteorologist Joel Curtis with your Alaska statewide weather. And this is for Wednesday, April 2nd. So let's get started with the satellite loop. It's pretty darn interesting today. First of all, what you see coming up over the Pribilofs and the eastern Aleutians is a feature that meteorologists like to call a baroclinic leaf. And what it is high ice crystals moving up well ahead of a weather system there and almost going to an upper type ridge. But again, there's not a lot of precipitation in this one so far. It's just ice crystals up really, really high. So you can see that moving on in. So let's take a look at tonight's weather. Snow will be starting up for southwestern Alaska and definitely in the Aleutians, Dutch Harbor area as well. And what we have is a winter storm warning out for Dutch Harbor for snow, strong wind, and blowing snow. And that'll start at about 7 a.m. Tomorrow morning and will last until 4 p.m. on Friday, and might even go a little bit longer. We also have a winter storm watch for the Kuskokwim Bay and also Nunivak Island. That'll be from Thursday morning until Saturday afternoon, so that's a long laster, and I'll tell you why in just a minute. And then I just was talking to the Fairbanks forecaster, and they are also going to have a winter storm watch for the Yukon Delta, and that'll start early on Friday into well into Saturday. So for Thursday, you'll notice that the low pressure well to the south of Coal Bay is moving very slowly northward and weakening. But on the cold side of that system, and old man winter is still hanging around, that cold side of the system is where the snow and blowing snow is going to be. And where you see the lines close together on this map, that's where the wind is really, really going to be picking up. And look, Dutch Harbor is right in the middle of this. Now, if we were wrong by the position of this front by, let's say, 100 miles or so, then Dutch Harbor might be in the rain, but they're still going to get the strong wind. But the main thing, the big signal, is it's going to be snow and blowing snow in the eastern Aleutians and certainly all the higher elevations along the Alaska Peninsula, also for the Pribilofs, and moving into southwest Alaska. So we have high pressure systems all around this low pressure system, and that's the remnants of a big strong high that was centered coming up through Canada and on up into Alaska. But each of those weather systems that affected northern Alaska over the last few days flattened that out and is now allowing this low pressure system to move up. So on Friday, you can see it's moved up a little bit further, still weakening, but it's got a full occluded front around it, and then a big warm sector out over the Gulf of Alaska, and that's going to mean rain out in the ocean and also along the coastlines. But all the higher elevations should be getting snow because winter has just not let go as far as the temperatures aloft are going. Also, there's a system over Siberia, but that's not going to be much factor. The high pressure is still over the western Bering Sea, but you can see that big band of snow now is extended all the way up past Kotzebue Sound into the Brooks Range and all the way up even to the North Slope and Kaktovik area. So we've got some snow in the forecast for a large swath of Alaska on Friday. And then by Saturday, that trough still hangs around. The low is only now weakened to 981 millibars, but there's still plenty of wind over the eastern Aleutians, even to Nunivak Island, and then Mikoyak. They're still going to be getting snow and wind, Yukon Delta, all the way up to the Norton Sound coast, Kotzebue Sound and right up to the Brooks Range and a lot of the North Slope. So really, really interesting from a meteorological point of view weather system, but old man winter is not letting go, and I want you folks to be sure and keep up with the local forecasts from all of your weather sources, and don't get caught with this weather system. It's still a winter one. So, for our low temperatures, Thursday morning, still a lot of negative single digits along the north slope, ramping up in the teens as you get into the central interior, and then you'll see a lot of 20s and 30s as you get down to the southern portion of the mainland portion of the state, 41 for Middleton Island. Temperatures in the middle 30s for a lot of southeast Alaska, and then as you go out over the peninsula, Alaska Peninsula, mid-30s or so. But note that a few readings, like for example, St. Paul has got a low of 27. And then for Thursday afternoon, you can see now the temperatures are single digits in the plus column for the North Slope, and then you start seeing the teens. Then you get down to the 20s, but notice that for example, the Fairbanks area is in the lower 40s. And I actually was talking to the forecasters just a few minutes ago up in Fairbanks. They're seeing a little bit of light rain even today as they end that winter weather advisory that was there. They've taken it down since. Notice the 50s in southeast Alaska, lots of 40s in south central, and then as you get down toward that colder air, remember I said that the cold side of that system, winter has not let go. Temperatures in the 30s, high of 32 for the Pribilofs, 33 for Dutch Harbor, and that will maintain that snow that's going on down there. And then so for Friday morning, again, negative single digits along the north slope, down to the Brooks Range. Then you see, start seeing the teens, in the 20s for a lot of the central interior. But notice the low temperatures as you get down into south central. There's actually a 40-degree reading for Kenai, 41 for Homer. And then as you go over to southeast, where the warm air has not had a chance to move in so much, you've got temperatures in mid-30s, but some 40s in the southern part of the Panhandle. 23 for the Pribilofs, and then in the 30s as you go out the Aleutian chain. Notice that Adak is carrying 29 for a low temperature, indicator of the cold air side of this major weather system that's moving up. So for Friday afternoon, single digits along the north slope, ramping up into the 20s easily as you get down into the northern interior, and then notice the 40s as you get further south, south central, plenty of temperatures in the 40s, maybe a couple in the upper 40s. 50s over for southeast Alaska, and then, but notice the high again for the Pribilofs, 30 degrees, but still that warm air is starting to work into the Alaska Peninsula with temperatures in the 40s. But then as you go out along the eastern Aleutians, back down to the 30s, still on the cold side of that system, and they're probably going to continue seeing snow showers in that area. So for our 6 to 10 day outlook, April 8th through April 12th, what we have is some northwesterly flow aloft, and it'll be a good chance of colder than normal temperatures along the southwest and the western coast, and then all the way over most of the mainland portion of the state. Then we get into the normals as we get over to Fairbanks, Anchorage, and Kodiak area, and then with some southerly flow aloft, we have a good chance of warmer than normal temperatures for the Panhandle and even on over into Northway. And so for our 6 to 10 day precip, April 8th to April 12th, on the east side, we have a slight chance of it being above normal precipitation, and on the west side, particularly the southwest, a slight chance of below normal precipitation. So that's it. Major weather system moving into Alaska. Please stay safe out there.